Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on us.
Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on us.
Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, so I send you. When he had said this, he breathed on them and said to them, receive the Holy Spirit. Receive the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit changes our lives forever. The peace that the Holy Spirit brings to us is a peace like no other peace we ever know in our life. There should be words of caution sprawled on our Pentecost Sunday PowerPoint, like the words of caution on cigarettes and alcohol. Indeed, alcohol is mentioned in the first reading. Our PowerPoint should caution us on the reception of the Holy Spirit and its danger in our life. There is great danger for us to domesticate the Holy Spirit. The way I think about the Holy Spirit has changed over the course of my life. As a child, the Holy Spirit was my friend. And as an adult, the Holy Spirit has been a guide and a wise mentor, giving me words when my mind failed me and my experience was shallow. The Holy Spirit remains my closest friend in the Trinity. I continue to listen and search for wisdom from the Holy Spirit. This past week, a friend of ours posted a poem to our Caring Bridge. The title of the poem is Aloud. And no doubt the intention of the poster, our friend, was to talk about cancer and how we can control or not control cancer or other illnesses or unexpected death. And I heard it in that way, but I also heard it in a way to help me really capture the Holy Spirit in my life. These are the words, and I know they will resonate with you. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt containing a tornado. Dam a stream, and it will create a new channel. Resist, and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow, and grace will carry you to a higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in, the wild and the weak, fears, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of the heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. And the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. The peace that the Holy Spirit brings to the world is a peace that, in my experience, comes as an interruption or a disruption. It's never what I expect. It's always what I least desire. In the Spirit's interruptions and disruptions, I'm always brought to a higher ground. And this higher ground consistently brings me closer to God, helps me authentically live my baptismal promises, and renews my commitment to live with Christ in community. When I'm brought to this higher ground, I undergo a renewal of my spirit and every commitment in my life. But I rarely go to this higher ground without resistance. I typically struggle, question, avoid, and even sometimes undermine, and if the truth be told, stamp my feet too. The Holy Spirit is not immune to my struggles, my questions, or my resistances. The Holy Spirit stays with me through it all. I'm only able to go to that higher ground when I cease control. I'm only able to go to that higher ground when I cease to try to corral or contain the Holy Spirit. The turning point is when I listen to the Holy Spirit. The turning point is when I let go of my way of life that I have become accustomed to and expect should not change in the least. I like my reality just the way it is. Holy Spirit, do not touch it. When Jesus enters the locked room to appear before the disciples, their lives are changed forever. Likewise, Pentecost changes our lives forever too. In our gospel today, we have a summary of the Easter message. Since Easter, we have been spending our time recognizing the risen Christ. Not without some struggle, lots of failure, but that's been the work, really, of every gospel we've heard. It's the struggle of the apostles and the disciples to recognize Christ. And in today's gospel, we hear once again the echoes of that second gospel after Easter. When doubting Thomas doubts that this is the risen Christ. We hear in today's gospel. He showed them his hands and his side. And then the disciples rejoiced when they saw their Lord. Jesus said to them, "Peace be with you." Throughout the Easter season, in each gospel, we have witnessed the challenge of recognizing the risen Christ. And each time, upon the recognition of the risen Christ, there was peace. And the words, "Be not afraid." Here's where Pentecost comes in. Here's where the descent of the Holy Spirit comes in. If we stop with the recognition of the risen Christ and the peace that we feel through our belief and faith, we fall into the danger of domesticating Easter. We domesticate the risen Christ. We domesticate the Holy Spirit. We domesticate the church. We domesticate ministry. We just domesticate everything so that there is no impact but to gather here. Domesticate is a big word, right? What does it mean? It means when you and I get comfortable with things just as they are. Don't want any change. Feels good. We enjoy the feeling of the church as a comfortable glove, the perfect fit that requires little adjustment on our part. And when we really domesticate, we come to expect a perfect fit. And we resist all change. Church is no different than our lives. These are the times when we refuse to allow the Holy Spirit full access into our lives. These are the times when we insist on restraining and corralling and putting down the Holy Spirit. In the words of that beautiful poem, the choice is to let go of our known way of being when the whole world is revealed to our new eyes. Here's a little review of our catechism as children. I won't test you, I'll tell you the answer. I may test you later. The gifts of the Holy Spirit, you memorize them, I know, are wisdom, understanding, counsel, fortitude, knowledge, piety, and fear of the Lord, otherwise known as awe and wonder. To access these gifts of the Holy Spirit, we must be willing to yield our authority to the Holy Spirit and become clay, like in the potter's hand. To become authentic in Christ through the Holy Spirit, we gracefully accept the Spirit-led changes in our lives. On my bad days, I will try to sort out what is evil and what is good. I waste my energy on that time because the Spirit is present in everything, in the light and in the darkness, in the calm and in the disruption, in the wellness and in the sickness. Rather than complaining, we might give glory to our God. The disruptive nature of the Spirit-led change is not foreign to you or to me. Going into my 6 years with you, I know your life. I know your struggles. I know who you are. And I know this is not foreign to you. Death and illness are disruptive. Disorienting events in our life that provoke grief are always Spirit-led. As I mentioned last month at Town Hall, the vestry and I this morning at our meeting will be considering ways to better share our sanctuary space, this space, with our brothers and sisters in Christ, the Valley Redemptive Church. I've said several times, and it bears repeating, how we share this space reflects who we are in relationship with Valley Redemptive. And it also shapes how we are in relationship with the Holy Spirit. That's critical to who we are right now in our history. We must ask, as I did last month, is Valley Redemptive Church a Renton church? Or leasing? Or is Valley Redemptive our brothers and sisters in Christ with whom we share partnership in mission? I know that this is a disruptive question. It's not my question. It's the question that the Holy Spirit has placed on the hearts of this congregation. And our vestry compositions will lead to some change. So, Will we lock the doors of our hearts? Or will we let the Holy Spirit do its work upon us and adapt as we are called to do so? Will we adapt as we are called to do so as a congregation, as individuals in our lives struggling with illness and unexpected death? Changes as we anticipate retirement? Changes with loss of friends? How do we adapt to the Holy Spirit descending upon us this day? In the choice to let go of our known ways of being, the whole world will be revealed to our new eyes. God bless you.